Hello everyone, my name's Tamkeen. In this video, I will be demonstrating a step-by-step process of creating a wall cabinet family using Autodesk Revit. Our final result should look like the W1D model that you're seeing on the screen right now. It's a 3-shelf cabinet with 1 door. We will be applying several parameters that includes dimensions, materials, and cost. So let's get started. Okay, so once you have Revit open, let's click on New under Families. And I'm going to select English Metric and then Metric Casework. This should give us a nice starting point. There you go. Okay, I have rearranged my window a little bit. This will allow me to see the 3D view of the cabinet as we build it, and that just helps me visualize it better. And okay, so we are on the reference level. Let's go to the front. What is over here? I think the front is where I want to start creating more reference lines and take it from there. So I am thinking we'll keep the frame thickness to be 20 millimeters, and I'm gonna copy this and give it a 20 millimeter gap. Okay. Make sure you're selecting the right sketch line, because right now, if I don't pay attention to what I'm doing, I could be picking up the reference level line, and that's not what I want. I want the sketch line. So we can toggle between the lines by clicking on the tab button. Click on copy, go up 20. Good. Copy and 20. Okay. So now let's lock our dimensions in place from the outside to the inside, as this will keep our panel thickness consistent when we change dimensions. So please make sure to lock your lines outside, inside, lock it, outside reference line, inside reference line, and lock it, outside reference line, inside, and lock it. Good. Now since frame thickness is something is a dimension that we might want to change later, we should make it parametrics and label it. So click on the dimension and then create a new parameter, and let's name this frame thickness. Make sure your naming convention is as per standard. Click OK and select the other frame thickness dimensions using control. Select multiple instances and call it frame thickness 20. Perfect. Okay, so if we want to check it, let's check. Yes, they all change at the same time. 50, 50, 50. Perfect. What does it do when we do that? Okay, perfect. Okay, so our frame sketch lines, reference lines are ready. I think it's a good time to create our block. Okay, so let's go to create, extrusion. Under the draw tab, select rectangle and just randomly draw a shape. And then select align from the modify tab, and then select your exterior reference line and align your sketch line with that, and make sure to lock it. This will keep our sketch lines aligned and later on proportionate, and hopefully it should not give us any constraint issues. So it's very important that we lock our lines. Okay, we have our block. Good stuff. Okay, now click on the block again and let's edit the extrusion so we have the 20mm thick frame. Click the rectangle button again. Let's align it this time with our interior sketch lines, and make sure to lock it, of course. Okay. Ooh, perfect. Look at this. Nice. We have a pretty good shape coming along. Again, just double check our parameters are working. So depth, actually no, let's just check for the height first. 1200. Apply. Width is 600. Apply. Depth may not work because we need to make a change, I think, but we can check. 300. Apply. Yeah, so you see how it went back. That's a problem. We shouldn't that's not a good way to that's an inappropriate way to make parametric changes. So it's happening because we have our frame on the outside of the reference line. All we need to do is push back. You see that little arrow? Push it back to our back reference line and lock it there. Once we lock it there, our cabinet, the back of the cabinet will stay in place, and the front of the cabinet is what's going to move according to the depth we input in the field. So now, once you put 300, just the front should move to the back. Yep, that's what we were looking for. This is perfect. Let's give it a 400mm thickness. Oh, sorry, depth. Let's make our frame 25. Let's say apply. Good. Height, we'll make it 1000mm, and this is, let's say, 800. Apply. Yeah, that's a good size. Okay, so now that we have our frame coming along quite nicely, let's give it a back. So this is our back of the cabinet. We're gonna add a back panel to the cabinet. So let's go to create, extrusion, select a rectangle, just draw a random one, and we are going to align it to our interior sketch lines. And again, remember to lock it, so every time we change the dimensions, the back panel will move along with the dimensions, the height and the width of the cabinet. lock, lock. Good. Perfect. We have a back added to the cabinet. Let's see how thick it is. It's 250. That's quite thick, like you can see here. We can change it to keep it the same as the frame thickness for now. Let's make it 35. Good. I'm gonna leave it independent for now. Let's see if it remains static, or it remains fixed to the back. If we change the depth to 600, apply. Good, it didn't move. Height, let's make that 800. Okay, I think it stayed consistent. Width, let's change that to 1200. Okay, so our back is good. It's sturdy. Okay, now I am going to add 2 shelves and top, medium, top, middle, and bottom. Let's start with adding. Let's go from the bottom and then move upwards. Okay, so select copy, and I'm gonna go, let's say about 300, and okay, so this reference line, the bottom one, is about 300 millimeters upwards, and then another one 20 millimeters, which is the thickness of our shelf. Let's lock it in place. Okay, but let's name this reference line as our shelf. Let's name our shelf shelf 2. Okay, and let's give our dimension a label. So this will be called shelf thickness. Okay, perfect. Let's just check shelf thickness. If we were to make this 50, will it change? Perfect. So now I'm gonna actually make it 15. Apply. Okay, and let's add one more reference line. So from the bottom reference line, I'm going to go up 300. No, let's go 400 top, and then actually it doesn't matter, 50, because I'm going to change it to shelf thickness anyway. DI. Okay, so this is shelf thickness. Perfect. See, so it's automatically 15 millimeters now. We have that in place. Keep saving in the during your keep saving your work, because you never know, it's Revit. it can it's although it's not known to crash as much, but sometimes it has crashed on me. We have created, I am thinking of, yes, so I'm going to create a shelf and then we'll do the dimensions for changing the height between shelves. I think that would be a good feature to add. So let's go to create, extrusion, and rectangle. Let's lock it in. So again, like we see, this is come out in the front. Let's go to the reference level view, and using that arrow, push it back in to the interior line of the back panel and then lock it. So this will remain glued to the back. Let's do the bottom shelf. Create, extrusion, rectangle, lock it, lock it, lock it, and lock it. Again, it's back. So sorry, it's in the front, so let's push it back and lock it, and that's glued. Okay, perfect. Now you see how the height is different for all three shelves. I like that, but we should also leave it up to the user to change the height between the shelves, in between the shelves. So I am thinking, let's create a dimension and pick the bottom reference line to the shelf reference line and lock it. Okay, so let's call this bottom, let's label this bottom shelf. Bottom shelf height. So if a user wants to change the height, they can. Okay, that looks good. We're going to name this reference line. So let's name this reference line shelf 1. Okay. DI. Let's see if how this works first. Bottom shelf height. Let's see if 200 is, yeah. See, so we are able to move the shelf and adjust the height as per our requirement. So that is good. That's okay. Apply. Okay. You should do the same for this shelf as well. And for this one, I'm gonna pick let's call this, oops, let's call this top shelf height. Let's remember our naming conventions again. Okay, perfect. Let's see if we are able to, what is top shelf right there? Okay, let's make it 400. Okay, now let's add a door to our cabinet. Let's go on reference level and add 5mm gap. Let's make it 10. Oops, cancel. Let's make it, or maybe just stick to 5. Okay, let's make our door panel about 30 millimeter thickness. So I am going to do that. Okay, let's lock in our door panel thickness. So from the reference line closest to the cabinet, we pick that, and then outwards towards the door. Good, lock it. And let's also label this one so we can change it later on if we need. Let's call it door panel thickness. Okay, perfect. Why is it this big? Okay, let's create the door extrusion rectangle. This is an easy triangle to make. Lock it, lock it, lock it, and lock it. Let's give it a 30 millimeter depth. Let's go in the front. Okay. Okay, let's pull this up. Perfect. Now it's locked to the top. Actually, we should... Oops. I don't want the door to go all the way to the bottom. It should be a little higher up. So, and lock it. Perfect. Let's make the door transparent or void so we can see what's going on inside. Okay, this is perfect. Let's change some dimensions. Okay, so let's start with bottom shelf. We should keep this at, let's say, a height of 250 millimeters. Apply. Top shelf, I want it at 500. Apply. Good. The depth of the cabinet, let's keep it, let's give it 500. Door panel thickness, let's make this 20. Frame thickness, let's make that no, let's make the frame thickness 20 and door panel 25. Height, let's make that 1100. Shelf thickness, let's make it the same thickness as the frame thickness, so make that 20. Top shelf radius, width, make that 800. Apply. Okay, so I found an error. We need to lock in the gap between the cabinet and the door panel, and I don't think I did that here, so let's do that. So from the front of the cabinet to the back, or the inside of the door panel reference line, we're gonna lock it in, and it's 5. Okay, so this cabinet will consistently have a 5 millimeter gap. Well, let's hope so. So so when the door when the dimensions, when the depth is added, hopefully the door will move further out with a 5 millimeter gap in between. So depth, let's make that 400. Poof. Yes, it does. Okay, good. So we got that problem resolved. This is a good looking cabinet. Okay, we still have a few more things to do, but I think the overall structure of the cabinet is ready. We need to add material and cost to this cabinet, as well as make a few variations in the family. Okay, so our cabinet is ready to be covered in some good material and get some new family members, and let's get started with that. So first, let's create the material parametric. We will give the framing a laminate material and the door a wood material. So click on the door panel and make that solid first. Actually, let's go in the front. Yeah, this is our door. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's add material to the door. So first we need to click on door and change this from void to solid, and then click on this gray rectangle beside material. So instead of clicking on by category, you click on the little gray rectangle at the edge of the panel and click on new parameter, and let's name this door material. Data type is material. Okay, perfect, and click OK, and that's good for now. I will show you how to change that later. Let's click on the framing of the cabinet, and again, same thing on the material. Under the material section, click on the gray rectangle at the edge of the panel, new parameter, let's call it frame material, and click OK. Perfect. And you can do the same for a shelf. Shelf material. Okay. Perfect. And okay. After adding the material parameters, let's add cost to this. So let's go under family types and click on new parameter under the family types panel. Here we're gonna call it cabinet cost. This is common. Let's change this to currency, and let's leave this on other. Click OK, and since we haven't really created families yet, let's just leave that at 0. Say apply. Okay. Okay. Now is a good time to start creating our family variation. So let's start with clicking on family ties or family types, and click on new type, and let's call this W for width, 305, X, D for depth, 381, X, H for height, 762. Let's copy this and click OK. And now let's change we're going to keep the shelf height the same, or as is, just change our width, depth, and height. So depth we said 762, height we said, height is 762, depth was 381, and width is 305. Let's make the cost $100. Apply. Okay, see, everything's changing as per plan. Perfect. Let's make a new variation. This time the width is 381. Width is 381. Width is 381. The cost, let's make that 200. Apply. Okay. Let's make a new family type and change the width to 458. Okay. Width is 458. Cabinet cost is 300. Apply. Number 4, we're going to create 5. So this is 534. Okay, width is 534. This is 400. Apply. Moving on. This is good. I think we made our measurements well structured. 610. Okay. Fifth variant is 610. 610, and this is 500. Apply. Okay. So as you could tell, things were moving as we were filling out our input fields in the dimension panel. Everything was moving nicely. Let's make that void. Okay, maybe you know what? Let's keep the shelving. Maybe I should move it. So these are all our families. Let's put the top shelf on 700. Oh, what did I do? Top shelf. Oh, sorry, top shelf. Let's make that 200. Apply. Okay. Okay, maybe I should okay, let's keep it as that. Top shelf is 200. top shelf. Okay, perfect. Perfect. And apply. Okay. So this is good. Let's change this back to solid. And again, remember to save your work. Okay, now let's open a new project. Sure, construction template. And add a wall. Add a wall. And go back to our cabinet and load it into our wall. Okay, let's see this in 3D view. Okay, so we see that it's all gray. Well, this is where we can change our cabinet's features or edit type and door material. So let's go for, let's look up wood. What do we have under wood? Let's go with the door panel. Okay. For frame material, I'm just gonna look for a quick laminate. Yes, laminate finish. Shelf material, also laminate. Let's just, or maybe, what else can we do here? Let's just do wood, but a different kind of color. So let's maybe try cherry. Okay, apply. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, I'm having trouble with the door. Why is the door not picking up the wood material? So what is the problem here? We tried to put in wood under the door material and it's not working. So think I know what the problem is, but let's go check. So let's go back to our cabinet family, click on the door, and under material, click on that same gray icon, and this is the problem. It's selected none. We need to select door material, click OK, and load it back into our project and overwrite the existing version. And now let's see it in 3D, and voila, there you go. The wood material has been applied, and this is how you create a wall cabinet in Revit. Fairly simple, not that complicated, but it does the job. Let's see if we can add all the family members in one row for you to see. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Okay, so let's make this one second in line. This is number 3, number 4, and number 5. Okay, what does it look like in 3D? Good. Okay, so we can always go back and edit and add our material. let's go with door panel here. Okay. Frame material is laminate. Okay, shelf. Well, we can't see it, so let's still add it. It's fun. It's actually a lot of fun once you've made these parameters and you know your oh, and a cabinet cost is showing up here. That's good. And once you have all these input fields, it's fun to add it and customize it as we please or as per the requirement of the contractor, you know. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you've taken something from it, and happy riveting. Thank you for watching.